This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Hey there folks, and welcome to another Friday rambling of mine. I took a week off from my Friday ramblings last week, only because I couldn't think of anything to say. I couldn't think of a topic, and I didn't really have that much to talk about that I was doing through the week, so I thought, well, there's no point in making one that's just random rambling that no one was really interested in. So I took a break from it last week, but one big thing happened this week, which you may or may not be interested in, which was the Rise of Iron launch, which was yesterday on Twitch by the Destiny crew, Bungie, and they've announced the Rise of Iron DLC, which is coming in September, and it's the next big Destiny download, and I suspect probably the last big Destiny download, because the next time we get anything massive after this, you've got to think that it's going to be Destiny 2. I'll run through what's in it in a second. I've taken a picture of sort of a graph thing they put up on Tinterweb. Well, it was on the Twitch stream as I was watching. I've only watched a little bit of it. I'm not going to go massively into detail on it. I'm just going to break it down as to what's coming. Fairly straightforward stuff, but it sounds pretty much like the Taken King pack was. It's that sort of size. It's going to have that sort of content, it's going to have a story, it's going to have all that sort of stuff. My initial reaction looking at it was, these guys must be watching Game of Thrones, because it looks like Game of Destiny. It just looks like that they've been watching Game of Thrones and thought, oh, it'd be cool if we had an area called this, and if it was in the snow, and if we have a character that's wearing a big cloak with a furry collar, bash me Mike, and there's wolves walking around him, not like the wolves that were in one of the other DLCs, like proper wolves, like four-legged walking around wolves, and there's all. I just watching it and I thought, how much? And they continued, like, I know there's a thing called the Wall in this game already, but they've based the whole thing around the wall, protecting the wall. The wall's been breached. And it's basically just Game of Thrones. Oh, dearie me. They must have been struggling for ideas, I think. But anyway, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying that it looks very much like Game of Thrones with a gun. But anyway, I think the character they showed is... I think the Rise of Iron is referring to a group of people called the Iron something. Maybe just the Iron, I don't know. But a group of people that protected the wall from the big bad that was coming. Again, Game of Thrones. And something happened a long time ago where it all collapsed and they had to fall back and a lot of people died. And anyway, they had to sacrifice themselves, I think, to stop the big bad getting through. So it's all to do with that and this big bad coming back and so on. And it does look really good, to be fair. I've only seen a bit of the live stream. I haven't watched it all, and I didn't watch it live. I just watched a bit of it after the event, as it were. And it does look really good. It does look really interesting. I was a massive fan of The Taken King. I really loved it. After such a massive disappointment in the original Destiny game, The Taken King, well, outside of the mechanics of the shooting, which have always been really good in my opinion, the original game was just so void of content, it was embarrassing. I mean, it was really bad. They released that game at least a year too early, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, that's a whole other rant from an old video. The Taken King was a massive relief when it came along. It was a great story. It was a great... it was the area, although it sounded like it wasn't much, the ship that you ended up on, the Dreadnought, was just massive, and there was loads to do. There was loads of quests to run around doing. You went to old areas, but there was new bits unlocked. So there was loads to do. It's great. I mean, I'm still playing now with some of the extra DLC that came with that, with my friends on. Funnily enough, I play this primarily on Xbox One because that's where my mates play it. But I have played a fair bit of it on the PS4 as well, because I've got it for both. I waited to the point where The Taken King was really cheap, and then I got it for the PS4 as well, just to try and get some trophies and enjoy it again. So that's kind of... I don't buy things twice unless I have, a reason to, unless I'm getting my money's worth, and I've by far got my money's worth out of Destiny. So I'm excited for this. I think it does look like they've turned it into... I think the Rise of Iron, I think, was meant to be sort of smaller than it's become. I think they've changed their strategy now to make it through to Destiny 2. They've turned it into a big DLC like The Taken King, and we're going to get all of these things. So what we've got is, hang on, I have it on my telephone machine. So here's the key part. I'm going to try and do this while holding my beer. My first Friday beer. Ah, yes. So here we are. So, firstly, we have a new campaign, a cinematic story, new missions, and new quest lines. All right, so you would kind of expect that, and new quest lines is always good. So we've got that treat. We've got new places, and this is the Plaguelands. These places, honestly, they're just, again, Game of Thrones. The Plaguelands, Fellwinter. Take ye to Fellwinter and find me a wife. Jon Snow. And then we've got the Wall. Now, they did say that the Wall was kind of an area before, but it wasn't an open area. It's where the Wall is where you started right at the very beginning of Destiny. It's where you woke up as a well, the ghost wakes you up there as a guardian. But you kind of run away through the Wall and into everything. So that area had, and I think there was a House of Wolves quest that took you kind of into that area again, but only just a tiny bit of it. But they said that they've put a whole bunch of stuff into that area now, so there's a whole area to explore, and you have to, because the Iron folk protected the Wall from a distance away, so you have to get to that area, and there's all sorts going on there. So you've got that. So those are the three key areas. Now, with the Taken King, obviously it was just the one area, but it was massive. This is three areas, so it'll be interesting to see how they link together, if at all, or whether it's one big area that spans into three, or, it'd be interesting to see how that pans out. A new cooperative. So we have a new raid, which you would hope to get. Although you didn't get one. I don't think you got a new raid in the Taken King. No, I think you did. There was a DLC after the Taken King, I think, that didn't come with the raid, and I think people were upset about it. But there's a new raid with this. There's a new and updated strikes, and patrols and public events also added. So there's a whole bunch of stuff there. And if you are a Crucible player, which I am not, I don't do PvP, there is new maps, there is a new mode, and there is new features. Well, that could encompass a lot of things, couldn't it? And for those who love the Gjallarhorn, it is back. The galley is back. And everybody can get it, irrelevant whether you pre-order or not. But if you pre-order, you will get a code for a galley that is... It's the iron version of the galley. I believe it's black. So if you want to get something slightly different, it has the same powers, I believe. It just is a visual thing. But everybody can get their hands on the galley again. Just if you want the special looking one, then pre-order now. And it is $30 if you are one of our American cousins over the Atlantic. And it is £24.99 if you live in this... the Queen's fine land. So it's what I'd expect, and I don't mind those sort of costs for the massive DLCs, because I need to say BLTs then. Not a BLT, a DLC. So yeah, I'm more than happy to pay those sums of money for the big DLCs. I was more than happy to pay it for the Taken King, although I think I got that for £20 in the end, and I got it a bit cheaper than that when I finally got it on the PS4, but I'm more than happy to pay $24.99 for a big DLC that comes with that. I know I'm going to get my money's worth. It's like I will get far more gameplay out of one of those DLCs than I will out of some games that are only 7 hours long. So I'm more, and I pay £40 for them. So I'm more than happy to pay $24.99 for a massive DLC like that. I don't have a grumble about that. And I get loads of fun playing with my mates on it. And I have one key mate I play with, and we get a lot of time out of that game. I mean, I took a massive break from it. I've just got back into it again now, and started playing with him again on it. So I'm kind of glad that I did, because this has now been sort of come out the woodwork. This isn't out until September, so they've announced it now because they wanted to jump the gun with all of the E3 stuff that happens on Monday, because E3 kicks off on Monday, I'm pretty sure, yeah. So they wanted to get ahead of the game on that so that they weren't drowned out by everything else. I think it was the right thing to do, to be honest. I think it gave folk a chance to just see it outside of all the chaos and let people concentrate on the new games that are coming at E3. Although there doesn't seem to be that many much in the way of surprises with E3 anymore, because they seem to either it gets leaked or we find out about it. They just launch it beforehand so people will pay attention when it comes along. But maybe we will. Maybe we'll get a few surprises. There's always something at E3 that comes out the woodwork we didn't expect. But we already know a lot of the big things have been leaked. The new consoles and all that sort of stuff that I talked about in my other vlog. My other vlogs, as it were. I did 2 separate ones for the PS4 and PS4 Neo and Xbox 1.5, or whatever we're going to call it, and the slim version of the Xbox One. So there is if you haven't seen that, there is another vlog. If you go back in my vlogs, there's another vlog me chatting about those. So there you are. Yeah, that was the key thing that's happened this week. So that's the key reason for doing this vlog. I did a couple of live streams this week. I finished off Until Dawn with a couple of live streams of that, and I did a live stream of the beginning of Far Cry Primal. Nearly forgot what it was called. Far Cry Primal is exactly what I expected it to be. I've only done the first couple of hours. A few folk joined in and were chatting away to me, which is lovely. R. Jones was on there chatting away, who's a regular viewer of the channel, and a few other people that were silently watching my awful gameplay. I didn't do too bad. I only died once, and that was flying as an owl because I accidentally hit it down instead of up and flew into a tree, I think, or a floor or something. So yeah, it's exactly what I thought it would be, which is Far Cry, kind of the Shangri-La parts of Far Cry 4, which is what I loved. So I was hoping for that in this. So I've only done I haven't tamed animals yet and got them, you know. I think my next quest was to go and tame a white wolf, and that would be one of my companions. You can tame animals and use them in different battles, like you can use the bear as kind of a tank type thing, or a wolf as a silent type creeper, and all sorts of cool stuff. Saber-toothed tiger, I think, is the maximum character you can get to walk alongside you, so you have to build up to be able to tame one of those, I think. That's really good, looks amazing, looks really fantastic. I expected it to if they were using the same engine as the Fallout 4 one. Fallout 4? Far Cry 4. I knew I was going to do that again. I did that in another video as well. Far Cry 4 engine, that's what I meant. Yes, so the live streams are really fun. They're actually quite easy for me to do because I just kind of do it. It's kind of a reactive thing. The Let's Plays take a little bit more work because I end up having to... Well, I don't have to, but I tidy them up with the intros and outros and render them and then post them up. It doesn't take that long. But... So it's just easy sometimes to throw the live stream on. I probably won't do a full... I did the full run through of Until Dawn because it was only 4 episodes, a few hours each. And it was just fun. I didn't have to think too much. There wasn't really many places where you can go wrong. I don't think many folk are going to want to watch me play Far Cry Primal from beginning to end. I'm only going to do a couple. I might do another live stream just to show taming of animals in another few areas. And I haven't quite decided what I might do on a live stream after that. I will do a bit of a live stream, as I promised beforehand, when my son does finally come round to play a bit of... Well, I say finally come round, he has been round, but we never got round to playing Dead Souls 3. So we will. I will do a bit of a live stream on that when we get round to playing it. I said I would save it. Well, it's his game, so I won't play it without him coming round. And so yeah, so outside of that, I haven't quite decided what I'll do otherwise on the live streams. I tend to just do them ad hocly, whatever I think people might like. I will be doing some more Xbox One back compat stuff. I will be doing a back compat on Fable Anniversary because that is about to get announced at... I suspect it will become live at E3. They've already said it's going to be in the next update. And the other one was Dragon Age 2, which it was a massive letdown for me, Dragon Age 2, but I know a lot of people liked it. I still got joy out of it. I still enjoyed it, but it was a massive letdown in comparison to the first one, Origins, Dragon Age Origins, which I adored, absolutely adored. So, but anyway, I've ordered a copy of that from eBay for like £4 because I know that that's getting announced as well, and I know a lot of you RPG guys might want to see what it looks like on the Xbox One. I'm hoping all the screen tearing's gone because it tore like shit all the way through that game. Whenever you were in the city, it was just tearing all over the place. So I'm hoping that that's all been tidied up and it's nice and clean, which all of the other back compatible ones have been with the extra power of the Xbox One. So I've got that coming and I'll do some stuff on that. I've got a Fable Anniversary I had already, so I will be doing a bit of a either a Let's Play. I'll probably do them as Let's Plays, but I could do them as live streams. If you wanted me to do them as live streams, just let me know. But I'll probably do them as... I always leave the live streams up anyway, so they render and then they stay on the channel forever. So you can always watch them after the event. You don't have to be there for the live showing. So yeah, so a few things coming up and a few things done, and sort of enjoying the channel again now that I'm all settled in here, and looking forward to that Destiny DLC. I'll probably get a few more bits done, get my character light levels up because I took that break. I'm working on getting my character up to maybe 320 or so. I'm only on 306 or so at the minute, something like that. No, 308. I might be on 308 now, I think, after my last play. Well, my Titan is. My other two characters are still hovering at the 300 marker, just below it. So, plenty for me to do and enjoy with my mate. And there you are. That is it. That is all I have for today. I'm going to go off and enjoy my beer, and I'm going to enjoy the very first match of the Euros. It's the Euros. They start tonight. And for my American friends, that is a bit like the World Cup soccer, but just for Europe. Just like the second best thing to the World Cup. And yes, it starts tonight with France-Romania, I think, opening up things at 8 o'clock. And I think... Well, I'm a Scotsman, but you won't tell from my accent, but I am Scottish. England play tomorrow. Northern Ireland and Wales are all in it, and even Southern Ireland are in it. The one country that isn't there, sadly, is my beloved Scotland. And, well, here's hoping for the next, well, the World Cup. Here's hoping for the World Cup. And hopefully we can get into that. So, yes, I'm off to do that. It has been an honour and a privilege serving for you, as it always is. You guys take it easy, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.